Hello everyone, and happy Halloween! If you have visited my channel before or seen any of my videos, then you would know that most of my craft projects are Super Mario themed. So this is a nice change of pace. My son recently saw Venom, There Be Carnage, and he loved it, so he decided he wanted to be Venom this year for Halloween. We were really surprised for how few options there are for costumes to purchase for Venom, so that's how we ultimately decided that I should just create the mask for him. This mask needed to be as lightweight as possible, so I made the base out of cardboard. I did find a template online for a Spider-Man mask that another creator had designed. So I'm going to put a link below to that particular template just to give him credit, but it was probably the closest I can get to the same shape as Venom's face to start things off. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this mask, this template, and I'm going to cut the eyes out just a little bit bigger, and I'm also going to cut the bottom half of the mask and lengthen the jaw because we want Venom's mouth to be open. Okay, you can see the difference right here now. Notice how I curved the eyes up just a little bit more along the forehead, and here's the bottom half of the mask. I'm going to just cut a little more off of here, and then I will reattach it to the mask just with just a little more length. I'm building this mask mostly with paper mache, but I felt like it needed to be stabilized just a little bit more before I do, since this cardboard I got is a little flimsy. So I wrapped some of it up with aluminum foil, and that seemed to do the job. For the eyes, I found this flexible metal mesh from the craft store and cut it down to size. And I got white tulle fabric, which I first glued on where the eyes go, and then I hot glued the metal mesh right on top of the tulle. So when we try the mask on, we can still see through the mesh and the tulle, and it does seem like it has the illusion that they are white, just like Venom's eyes. I did worry that the tulle could potentially get snagged by something, and if that happened, I wouldn't know what to do to fix it. So I added a layer of thin plastic right on top, and this way I'm hoping it would have just a little more protection. I formed the tongue out of tinfoil and masking tape. At this point, the base of the mask is basically done. I'm just adding some more touch-ups with some masking tape and tinfoil to create a little more of character and shape, especially around the eyes. Okay, now it's time for the paper mache. I got some tips that cheap toilet paper is just as good, if not better, than, say, newspaper for this kind of project. And all I did was I mixed 1 part water with 1 part all-purpose glue, and then I would take the sheets of toilet paper and layer it onto the mask and brush on the paste on top of the toilet paper, and it will stick and mold it really, really well. I am using moldable thermoplastic to make Venom's fangs. I love this stuff. It's used a lot in cosplay costumes, especially for things like fake teeth. And if you don't know how moldable thermoplastic works, all you need to do is put these plastic beads in hot water and they become translucent, which means they're ready to be molded into what you need. Once it cools off, it hardens, and it cools off pretty quickly, so you have to work pretty fast. But it's not that big of a deal. If you make a mistake, you just start over, put it back in the water, and mold it again. In this case, I'm just going to make a bunch of fangs in various sizes, and I'm not going to use all of them, which is okay because I can always just remold it into anything else I need. I used hot glue to attach each of the teeth, which I needed to be careful with because the heat from the hot glue does affect the teeth. They keep trying to melt and shorten. You can even see it right here. But as long as I worked, carefully and slowly, at least it molded very well to the mask, and I know they're not going to pop out. For a little more fleshy kind of detail, I molded and added more thermoplastic on each side of the mouth. I purposely added quite a bit of hot glue all around the teeth. I wanted the hot glue to look like the gums, and once everything was all cooled off, I just did a little more paper mache to add a lip line above the gum line. And it is ready to paint. I started with the tongue and the mouth, and I was just careful not to get any paint on these white teeth. Venom's skin needed to look a lot more like a toxic goo or slime, and so before I painted the rest of this, I used the hot glue gun to create that effect. So I covered the rest of the face mask mostly with the hot glue, just all over the place and pretty randomly, and it really did. It created that effect before I painted it black. I picked out an extremely high gloss black paint for Venom's skin, and it was perfect. Once it dried, it was very slimy looking, gooey looking, and very resilient still. It seems like every single one of my crafts need Mod Podge at some point. And for this mask, I am adding a high gloss Mod Podge to Venom's gums and tongue so that it looks like some more slime or saliva, and it also acts as a protective sealant. And here it is, all finished. I apologize, but I didn't record this on camera. You can see that there's black felt right where the mouth is behind the tongue, and that will cover, of course, more of the face, and I just hot glued it on behind there. I also added an elastic band that's easily adjustable because I added some Velcro, and that's how you can wear it. It's surprisingly lightweight as well. I am so happy with how this turned out, and so is my son. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed doing projects like this in between Super Mario House projects, and come to think of it, this probably is my first real mask I've ever made. I haven't even done a lot of paper mache in my life, so I feel really proud of myself. So you got to see me learn something. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.